बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम।
शुरू अल्लाह के नाम से जो रहमान और रहीम है।
इक़रा बिस्मि रब्बिकल्लज़ी खलक़।
पढ़ो ए नबी अपने रब के नाम के साथ जिसने पैदा किया।
खलक़ल इंसान मिन अलक़।
जमे हुए खून के एक लोथड़े से इंसान की तख्लीक की।
इक़रा व रब्बुकल अकरम।
पढ़ो और तुम्हारा रब बड़ा करीम है।
अल्लज़ी अल्लम बिल क़लम।
जिसने कलम के जरिए से इल्म सिखाया।
अल्लमल इंसान मा लम यअलम।
इंसान को वो इल्म दिया जिसे वो न जानता था।
Assalamu alaikum. We start our class with the name of Allah, who is most beneficent and ever merciful. Welcome to all students and parents in our second video session of first semester final session 2020 and 21. Students, as you all know that we have started our first semester final in previous week number 1, in which we have studied chapter number 6, man's impact on the ecosystem. We have studied about the human activities that are giving negative impact on our ecosystem, and then we have discussed that how can we conserve our environment in that chapter. Now this is week number 2, period is science, class is 8, and I am going to start our second chapter of this first semester final, and the name of this chapter is heating and cooling, chapter number 9. The name of chapter is heating and cooling. First of all, you must know what is heating and what is cooling. Heating means to heat or to heat something, to provide heat some object, and cooling means to cool down any object or the loss of heat. This is called heating and cooling. In this chapter, we are going to discuss these topics. The first one is temperature. The second one will be heat. The third one will be effect of heat gain and heat loss. And then we will discuss effects of contraction and expansion. And at last, we will discuss application of expansion and contraction. Let's start the very first topic, that is temperature. Before defining the term temperature, here we have a question. Students, what will you do whenever you touch an hot object? What do you feel when you touch an hot object? Obviously, you feel some sort of hotness. But can you tell me how much amount of hotness you observe when you touch an hot object? Obviously, you cannot measure the exact amount of hotness by your sense of touch when you touch a hot object. For measuring the hotness of an object, there is a method or there is a term that is called temperature. So what is temperature? Temperature is a measurement or is a measure of hotness of an object. What is temperature? Temperature is a measure of the degree of hotness of an object. What is temperature? Temperature is a measure of the degree of hotness of an object. It means temperature tells us that how much an object is hot, or it also tells us how much an object is cool. But there must be some instrument to measure the temperature. Obviously, we cannot measure the temperature by our sense of touch, by our sense of vision. हम देख कर या टच कर कर अमाउंट ऑफ या डिग्री ऑफ टेम्परेचर, वी कैन नॉट टेल द एग्जैक्ट अमाउंट और द डिग्री ऑफ टेम्परेचर बाय सेंस ऑफ टच or by sense of vision. So there must be some instruments to measure the degree of hotness of an object, and for the measurement of temperature, the instrument which we can use is called thermometer. So instrument that we can use to measure the temperature is thermometer. We have different types of thermometer to measure the temperature. We can measure the temperature of any object. We can measure the temperature of water. We can measure the temperature of any chemical like alcohol. We can measure the temperature of human body. So what do you think? Does only one type of thermometer is enough to measure the temperature of different objects? No. There are different types of thermometers which are used to measure the temperature of different places and different objects as well as human body. So here we have a first type of thermometer, that is laboratory thermometer. This is the laboratory thermometer. This thermometer is like a liquid filled in a glass. It is made up of glass. Inside this thermometer, as you can see, there is a red liquid that is called mercury. What is it called? It is called mercury. Mercury is basically a only one liquid metal. All the metals are solid in nature, but mercury is the only metal that is liquid in nature. Whenever this mercury gains heat from any hot object, it will expand. It will expand, and then we can measure the hotness of that object. Let's take an example of this water. When we put this thermometer in this cold water, the mercury will show some expansion and it will tell us the temperature of that water. Now it is showing the temperature, that is 2 degrees Celsius. What is the temperature of this water? The temperature of this water is 2 degrees Celsius. It means there are some numbers on this thermometer that tells the scale or the number or the degree of temperature, right? These are the markings and the numbers on the scales which defines or which tells the amount or the measurement of that degree of hotness. So this is the first type of thermometer which we call laboratory thermometer. And what is the use of laboratory thermometer? Basically, the laboratory thermometer which I have discussed earlier, that this thermometer is used to measure the temperature of different types of chemicals and for different scientific investigations, right? So this is a laboratory thermometer and used for scientific investigation in labs. The next one we have digital clinical thermometer. This is our digital clinical thermometer, and this thermometer is used to measure the body temperature. Whenever we have fever, we measure our fever by using this digital clinical thermometer. So the second one is digital clinical thermometer. And why is it used? It is used for measuring body temperature. All right. The third one is temperature sensor with data logger. This is also used in research, research labs. Alright, so these are the three different types of thermometer. The first one is the laboratory thermometer, the second one is digital clinical thermometer, which we use for measuring body temperature, and for research purpose we use temperature sensor with data logger. If you want to see the temperature sensor with data logger, you can see the picture of temperature sensor with data logger in your book, page number 1 at 87. This is temperature sensor with data logger. Alright, now you know that temperature is measured by an instrument that is called thermometer. But what about the scale mentioned on the thermometer? There are basically three different scales which are mentioned on the thermometer for measuring the temperature. Now I am going to show you the different scales or the different units used for measuring temperature with thermometer. Okay, SI unit, scales and units. Temperature is measured basically if we measure the temperature in standard unit. So the SI unit will be Kelvin, but the commonly used unit is degree Celsius. This is the symbol of Kelvin and this one is the symbol of degree Celsius. But when we measure the temperature of any human body, then we will use a unit that's called Fahrenheit. And the symbol for Fahrenheit is that. So these are the three different scales which are mentioned on the thermometer for measuring the temperature of different objects and the body temperature. Now the next and the most important thing is that when any solid, liquid or gas gains heat, its temperature will increase. Whenever a liquid, solid or a gas gains heat, its temperature will increase. Similarly, whenever a solid, liquid or gas loses heat, its temperature will drops down. Let's see in this way. This is a beaker filled with a cold water and the temperature of cold water for this time is 2.1 degree Celsius. But when we put the same thermometer in a hot water filled beaker, then you can see when this mercury gains heat from that hot water, the mercury which is red in color filled inside this thermometer, when this mercury gains heat from that hot water, as you can see, it starts to expand. Previously we have the reading that was 2.1, now the reading increased to 4.1 degree centigrade. It shows that whenever a solid, liquid or a gas gains heat, they expand and its temperature increases. Whenever a liquid loses heat, its temperature drops down and it will contract, as we have seen in this thermometer, because the red liquid, this is mercury, it is liquid. When it gains heat, it increases and shows increase in temperature. When it loses heat, it drops down and shows decrease in temperature. Alright, now I am going to discuss the next part, that is heat. What is heat? Heat is basically a form of energy. What is heat? Heat is a form of energy. And remember one thing, this form of energy will always move from higher temperature to lower temperature until the temperature of both regions remains same or reach to the same temperature. So what is heat? Heat is a form of energy that flows from region of higher temperature to a region of lower temperature until they both reach to the same temperature. For example, whenever we want to cool down something, let's suppose we have a hot glass of milk and we want to cool down that milk for drinking purpose, what will we do? suggest a way to cool down that hot milk. We will put that glass of hot milk into a tub or a bowl filled with cold water. Then what will happen with this milk and that water? The temperature of the milk is greater than the temperature of the cold water in which we have put a glass. Then the heat, which is a form of energy, it starts to flow from hot milk into the cold water, from hot milk into the cold water, and in this way the hot milk loses its heat. The heat transfers from hot milk into the cold water until they both reach to the same temperature, and after some time the temperature of both hot milk and cold water will become same, and the milk will cool down. We have normally practiced this method in our daily life to cool any liquid material. All right. During this process, the heat flows from a higher temperature region to a lower temperature region, because the region of higher temperature was the hot milk glass, from where the heat energy transferred to the region of lower temperature, and the region of lower temperature was that cold water bowl. So this heat will remain transferred until they reach to the same temperature. So this is the definition of heat. We can measure the degree of hotness of an object by its temperature, but we cannot measure the amount of heat by using an instrument that's called thermometer. We can measure the temperature with the help of thermometer to know the amount of hotness of an object, but we cannot measure the amount of heat by using that same instrument that is called thermometer. But there is an instrument which we can use to measure the heat, and it is called calorimeter. Now I am going to start our third topic, and that is effect of heat gain and heat loss. There are basically three effects of heat gain and heat loss. The first one is change in temperature of matter. All of you know that matter. What is matter? Anything that has weight and occupy space is called matter, and we have three kinds of matter: solid, liquid and gases. Whenever a solid, liquid or a gas gains heat, it will change, there will be change in its temperature. When a solid gains heat, its temperature will increase. Whenever a liquid gains heat, its temperature will decrease. Whenever a gas gains heat, its temperature will increase. So heat gain causes increase in temperature, whereas heat loss causes decrease in temperature. I am going to give you again the example which we have already discussed. When we put this thermometer in cold water beaker, then this thermometer will shows decrease in temperature, because when we put this thermometer in a hot water beaker, the temperature will the temperature was 4 degrees centigrade or 4.1 degrees centigrade, but now the temperature falls down up to 2.2 degrees centigrade. It means when the mercury which is present inside this thermometer loses heat, its temperature decrease. But when we put the same thermometer in a hot water filled beaker, I hope you can observe that the temperature is start increasing due to heat gain. When the liquid, that is mercury, inside this laboratory thermometer gains heat, its temperature increases. Now it's showing 4.2 degrees centigrade again. So it's it has been proven that whenever any kind of matter gains heat, its temperature will increase. Whenever any matter, either it is solid, liquid or gas, loses heat, its temperature will drops down. The next effect of heat gain and heat loss is change in state of matter. For the explanation of this effect, I will show you something. That is, if you see, this is a candle and it is a solid kind of matter. When we provide heat to this candle, it starts to changing its state. As you can see, this candle, it starts changing its state when it gains heat. It starts to melt. This is the change in state of matter. You can observe this as well. The solid wax starts melting on gaining heat. I hope you can observe it clearly. This solid wax starts melting during on gaining heat. This is a change of state of matter. So, whenever a matter gains heat, when matter gains heat, its state will be changed. For example, when a solid gains heat, it starts melting and converted into liquid. As we have seen that candle was example of solid. When it gains heat, it starts melt and converted into a liquid wax. That is the effect of heat gain. After which the state of a solid changes into liquid. Similarly, we can take an example of cold or a normal water. Whenever water loses enough heat, water starts freezing. It starts to freeze and convert it into ice, and ice is a solid form of matter, whereas water is a liquid form. Now you can see that a liquid is changing into a solid due to heat loss. When a matter, either it is a solid or liquid, loses heat, it converts into solid. Similarly, when a solid gains heat, it starts to melt and convert it into liquid. Alright. The third example is again water. When water gains enough heat, it starts to boil. It starts to boil and converted into vapors form, and that is a gaseous form. So in this way, a liquid is converted into a gas. So we have three kinds of liquid: solid, liquid, gas. In first example, the solid is converted into a liquid on gaining heat. The second example is for a liquid. A liquid is converted into solid form on losing enough amount of heat. And the third example is again for a liquid converted into a vapor form, that is a gaseous form, on gaining enough heat. This is showing a complete explanation of change in state of matter. That is, whenever a matter gains heat, its state will be changed. Now, the next effect of heat gain and heat loss is change in volume of matter. But before starting this, The third effect, that is change in volume of matter. Remember one thing, when matter changes its state, when matter changes its state, its temperature remains same. Its temperature remains same even though heat gained or lost. चाहे तो हीट गेन हो रही हो या लॉस्ट हो रही हो, जब भी मैटर अपनी स्टेट चेंज करेगा, whenever matter changes its state, its temperature remains same or constant. For example, boiling water temperature and evaporating temperature is same, that is 100 degree centigrade. Water boils at 100 degree centigrade as well as it starts to evaporate at 100 degree centigrade. If we provide more heat to that water, that heat do not increase the temperature of that water. It will not increase the temperature of that water but helps in changing the state of water into steam or a vapor. Similarly, freezing temperature of ice and melting of ice, temperature is same, and that is 0 degrees centigrade. It means water freezes and converted into ice at 0 degrees centigrade temperature, but melting ice temperature is also 0 degrees centigrade. But what about the temperature which is present surrounding that melting ice? Yes, that ice is the temperature that is that is greater than the temperature of ice in the surrounding. This temperature helps in melting the ice but not increase the temperature of ice. It means कि वो जो temperature ice से ज़्यादा surrounding का है, वो temperature या वो heat surrounding से ice में तो आ रही है for the melting purpose, but it is not increasing the temperature during the change in state of matter. So this is the most important point that must be remembered whenever you are studying the effect of heat gain or heat loss, that is change in state of matter. Change in volume of matter. Before starting the effect, that is change in volume of matter, we must know about the particle model of matter for contraction and expansion, and that is the particle model of matter explain or states that the point number 1 is matter is made up of particles called atom or molecules which are in continuous and random motion. What is the first point of particle model of matter? That is matter which is made up of particles called atoms or molecules are in continuous and random motion. If you look at these two diagrams, the first one is showing coldness and the second one is showing hotness of an object. Whenever if you look at this diagram, these are the particles that make up a solid. These are also the particles which make up another solid metal. If you look at these diagram, these particles are vibrating, means they are moving. The vibration of particles in this solid is slower, whereas the movement or the vibration of particles in this diagram is much more faster than this diagram. It means the matter which is made up of atoms, molecules or particles, these molecules or these atoms are in continuous movement, they are in continuous and random motion, due to which a matter contract or expand. Alright, the second point is these particles themselves do not get bigger in size or swells during expansion or contraction. It means whenever any object, either it is solid, liquid or gas, that is obviously made up of particles, atoms or molecules, then during the expansion or contraction the particles do not change their sizes. Then what happened during contraction and expansion? During contraction and expansion, as you can see, these are the intercellular spaces between these particles. Due to their movement, their intercellular spaces increases or decreases when a matter gains heat. And when a matter gains heat, it expands. How it is expand? How a matter can expand? A matter expands because it gains heat. After gaining heat, its particle starts vibration. If it gains heat, its particles vibrate more and faster and move further apart from one another. Like this, in this diagram, when matter gains heat, there is more vibration, and due to this vibration, the intercellular spaces, the spaces between two or more than two particles, will increase, and as a result, the matter will expand. The particles do not get increase in their size. Particles का size बड़ा नहीं हो रहा है. क्या चीज increase हो रही है? उनके दरमियान जो distance है, the distance present between two particles will increase when one particle strikes to the other particle during the vibration. जब एक particle vibrate होता हुआ दूसरे particle तक जाएगा, वो उस particle को vibrate करवाएगा, वो particle आगे वाले particle के पास जाएगा. During this movement of particles, the intercellular spaces between the particles increases, and as a result the matter will expand. इसके रिजल्ट में क्या हो रहा है? मैटर एक्सपैंड हो रहा है, either it is a solid, liquid or gas. And what happened during contraction? During contraction, when matter loses heat, the movement among the particles, the vibration among the particles slower and lesser. As a result, the particles come closer together. जब पार्टिकल्स हीट लॉस कर रहे हैं तो उनकी वाइब्रेशन कम हो रही है, और जब वाइब्रेशन कम हो रही है तो पार्टिकल्स एक दूसरे से करीब आ रहे हैं, एंड एज अ रिजल्ट कॉन्ट्रैक्शन हो जा रही है किसकी? पार्टिकल्स की. ड्यू टू हीट लॉस the vibration of the particles become lesser and slower, and as a result these particles come closer together and they contract. In this way, contraction and expansion happen during heat gain and heat loss. This will explain why particle model of matter, that is saying that matter is made up of particle, atom or molecule which are in continuous and random motion. The second point is these particles themselves do not get any bigger in size or swell during contraction and expansion. I hope you have understood about the particle model of matter. Now it will be very easy for you to understand the concept, that is change in volume of matter. Firstly, we will discuss about thermal contraction and expansion of gases. But before, you must know what is thermal expansion and what is thermal contraction. What is thermal expansion? Expansion of matter due to heat gain, and as a result its volume increases. What is thermal expansion? Expansion of matter due to heat gain. Heat gain की वजह से matter expand हो रहा है and as a result its volume increases. इसका volume increase हो रहा है. Then what is thermal contraction? Thermal contraction is contraction of matter due to heat loss. Contraction of matter due to heat loss, as a result its volume decreases. जिसके रिजल्ट में उसका वॉल्यूम डिक्रीज हो जाता है. So this is the thermal expansion. Due to heat gain its volume decreases, and during thermal contraction due to heat loss the temperature of matter will decrease. Now it will be easy to understand the thermal contraction and expansion of gases. As you can see in this diagram, there are two gas jars, there are two water filled jars, the first jar and the second one, but over this jar there is a glass container filled with air, and all of you know that air is a mixture of gases. What is air? Air is a mixture of gases, and whenever a gas gains heat it will expand like this. If let's suppose this is these are the particles of gases, these are the particles of gases, and when these particles of gases gains heat they start to vibrate, they start vibration, and as a result of this vibration their intercellular spaces will increase and they move from one, they move further apart from one another. एक दूसरे से दूर होंगे, इनकी intercellular spaces बढ़ना शुरू हो जाएंगे. It means the air that is filled inside the container on giving the heat through this Bunsen burner, the particles inside this air filled glass container start expansion. It starts to expand after gaining heat, and when this container is filled with the gas, then this glass tube, from this glass tube the gas starts to enter into the water filled jar, and as you can see these are the air bubbles that is showing that on expansion the gas that is present inside this glass container from this glass container the gas starts to expand and enter into the water filled jar, and due to these bubbles we can prove that the gas from this air glass container is enter into the water filled jar on expansion. But what happened when we remove the source of heat? When we remove the source of heat, the gas that expands previously on giving the heat to the glass container filled with air, जब हमने air heat source को remove किया तो then the particles of that air starts contracting. Why they starts contracting? Because the movement or the vibration of particles starts to become slower and lesser, and they are closely packed to each other, and when they are starting closing come together, then the gas along with the water starts to go into the air filled container, and as you can see the water enters into the air filled container due to the contraction of air. जब एयर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होना शुरू हुई और अपने जार में वापस जाने लगी तो अपने साथ कुछ अमाउंट में पानी को भी लेकर जा रही. दैट इज शोइंग दैट देयर इज अ कॉन्ट्रैक्शन ऑफ गैस दैट इज एयर. एयर में जब कॉन्ट्रैक्शन हुई उसको प्रूव करने के लिए क्या चीज यहाँ शो की गई कि पानी भी कुछ अमाउंट में पानी भी उस एयर के साथ ऊपर वाले कंटेनर में चला गया जहां पहले सिर्फ क्या मौजूद थी? गैस, दैट वाज द एयर. दिस इज द थर्मल कॉन्ट्रैक्शन एंड एक्सपेंशन ऑफ गैसेस. Now I am going to show you the thermal contraction and expansion of thermal contraction and expansion of solid. This diagram is showing the thermal expansion and contraction of a solid. If you see the first diagram, this diagram is a diagram of a metallic bulb. The metallic bulb before heating is able to pass through this metal ring. As you can see, the metallic bulb easily pass through this ring, but on heating, the volume of the metallic bulb increase due to heat gain, as well as it expands due to heat gain. As a result, now this metallic bulb is not able to pass through the same ring. That is showing there is an expansion of solid on heating, but before heating there is no expansion and this metallic bulb easily pass through this ring. This diagram is clearly showing the thermal contraction and expansion, in which we have studied that on expansion the volume of matter increases as well as it expands. But when we talk about different metals expands by different amount. Remember one and the most important point, different metals expand by different amount for the same temperature change. For example, here we have a bimetallic strip. What we have here, we have a bimetallic strip, a strip which is made up of two different metals which are welded together. This is a bimetallic strip. Which is made up of two metals, iron and brass. Alright, these are two different metals, but on giving same temperature change, जब हम इन दोनों बायमेटालिक स्ट्रिप जो एक साथ वेल्ड हुई हुई है उनको एक ही तरह का टेम्परेचर चेंज करेंगे, then they will contract or expand by different amount. कोई ज्यादा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगी, कोई कम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगी. As you can see in this diagram, on cooling, the bimetallic strips moves or bends upward. Which one contracts more and which one contracts less? You can see the first metallic strip that is made up of iron. That is made up of brass. This contract less, whereas the second strip which is made up of iron contract more. Why iron contracts more? Because the particles in the iron are much more closer together than the particles in the brass. ब्रास के जो पार्टिकल्स हैं वो ज्यादा डिस्टेंस से होते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू द पार्टिकल्स ऑफ आयरन. आयरन में पार्टिकल्स करीब करीब होते हैं. तो जब कॉन्ट्रैक्शन हुई, जब हीट लॉस हुआ, तो आयरन के पार्टिकल्स जल्दी जल्दी करीब हुए. दैट्स व्हाई देयर विल बी द मोर कॉन्ट्रैक्शन इन आयरन, whereas there is a less contraction in brass. But on heating, जब हमने दोनों बायमेटालिक स्ट्रिप जो एक साथ वेल्ड हुई थी उनको हीट प्रोवाइड की, then on heating brass, the first strip brass expands more. brass में expansion ज्यादा हुई as compared to the iron. iron expands less. Why iron expands less? Because the particles in the iron आर मच मोर क्लोजर. करीब करीब पार्टिकल्स है तो एक्सपेंड होने में टाइम लग रहा है, जबकि ब्रास के पार्टिकल्स पहले ही दूर दूर मौजूद हैं और जब ज्यादा उन्हें हीट मिल रही तो वो और दूर हो रहे हैं. दैट्स व्हाई देयर विल बी द मोर एक्सपेंशन इन ब्रास एज कंपेयर टू द आयरन. कॉन्ट्रैक्शन आयरन में ज्यादा हो रही है, ब्रास में कम हो रही है. एक्सपेंशन ब्रास में ज्यादा हो रही है, आयरन में कम हो रही है, ड्यू टू द इंटरसेलुलर स्पेसेस दैट आर प्रेजेंट अमंग द पार्टिकल्स ऑफ iron and brass. In brass there is more intercellular spaces among their particles, whereas in iron there are less intercellular spaces among their particles. That's why they contract and expand differently by giving same temperature change. All right, next we have thermal contraction and expansion in thermal contraction and expansion in liquids. All of you know that whenever a liquid gains heat, it will expand, its volume will increase. Whenever a liquid loses heat, its temperature will drop down and it will contract. As a result, its volume will डिक्रीज। जब भी लिक्विड हीट गेन करेगा, टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा, उसका वॉल्यूम बढ़ेगा, वो एक्सपैंड होगा। वेन एवर अ लिक्विड लूजेस हीट, इट्स टेम्परेचर ड्रॉप्स डाउन, its volume will decrease and it will contract. How can we prove that? We can prove it by these two diagrams. When we place a thermometer in an ice-filled container, ice-filled a beaker that is filled with ice, when we put that thermometer inside this beaker, it will show some contraction in the level of mercury. The mercury level will drops down up to 0 degree centigrade. It means the mercury shows contraction. The mercury shows contraction because the temperature of the mercury was more than the temperature of ice when we put the thermometer inside this ice-filled beaker. When we put this thermometer inside this ice-filled beaker, the temperature drops down up to 0 degree centigrade. But when we place the same thermometer in a boiling water-filled beaker, the mercury level will starts to increase up to 100 degree centigrade because the mercury gains heat from that boiled water. Mercury ने उस boiled water से heat gain की, and on heat gain its temperature starts to increase as well as its volume starts to increase, and as a result mercury expand up to the 100 degree centigrade. That is showing the expansion of mercury, which is a liquid that is filled inside this thermometer. That is the thermal expansion and contraction of a liquid showing by the liquid that is filled inside thermometer. Another example for showing thermal contraction and expansion of liquid is by the a simple diagram of a water that is filled inside the conical flask. Yes, at room temperature the water level is same, but on cooling the water level drops down. Why water level drops down? Because due to heat loss, the water the molecules or the particles of water comes closer together, their vibration will become less, and as a result its volume decreases, its temperature is down, and it will contract. But when we place the same conical flask filled with the water on a tripod stand and give some amount of heat, the water starts gaining heat. And as a result of heat gain, its temperature increases, its volume will increase, and it will expand. So this is the thermal expansion and contraction of liquid. I hope you have understood the change in volume of matter. What will be the effects of contraction and expansion? Expansion and contraction can cause some problem. Expansion and contraction can cause some problems as well. For example, concrete road surfaces and pathways crack on heat gain. Concrete roads and pathways which are made up of concrete, if there is no space between the blocks that are used to make that roads or pathways, then on gaining heat on hot days, due to heat gain, there will be no space for these blocks to expand, and as a result the roads will crack. Roads में cracks आ जाते हैं if there is no space for the blocks for expansion. So how can we overcome this problem? Whenever the concrete roads or pathways are made, the blocks will be laid with some gaps between them for thermal expansion. The second one is railway track bending. All of you know that a railway track is made up of metal, and metal expands on heating. So sometime if there is a continuous use of railway tracks for the trains, then what will happen? Due to the vibration there will be the heat gain, and as a result railway tracks can bend. To avoid this problem, what we will do? We can make a track in such a way that there will be the sections between the railway tracks for thermal expansion. रेलवे ट्रैक्स के सेक्शंस बनाए जाए, उनमें गैप्स रखे जाएं फॉर थर्मल एक्सपेंशन ऑफ द रेलवे ट्रैक. द थर्ड वन इज bridges that are made up of concrete and steel. They also need some spaces for thermal contraction and expansion. For their thermal contraction and expansion, there must be some rolling or the sliding rollers, so that whenever they gain heat, they easily move. As you can see in this diagram, this concrete or a steel bridge is placed with rollers and the sliding joints. On heating, these rollers and sliding joints helps these bridges for expansion and contraction during the cold weather. Overhead cables and telephone lines. Overhead cables and telephone lines must be allowed to fix them in that way. Then on heating, there will be the space for them for expansion, as well as in cold weather they will not as much tighten due to contraction. So they must be allowed to made in such a way that they expand easily during hot weather and they contract easily during cold weather. The last problem is with glass wares used in labs. If we pour boiled water in a glass, then due to heat gain, the glass will crack due to the uneven expansion of the glass. Glass की uneven expansion की वजह से when we pour a boiled water inside this glass, the glass will crack. To overcome such problem, we must use such kind of glasses that is not easily break whenever we heat that glass. So in the labs, we must use such a type of glass which are made up of a special method that is not breakable on heating. So these are the problems which we can face due to thermal contraction and expansion, and I have already told you the solution of these problem. Now I am going to discuss the application of thermal contraction and expansion. Applications of contraction and expansion. So the first one application is fixing a metal tire onto the wheel. As you can see in this diagram, the metal tire is too small to fit on this wheel. Then what we will do? We will provide heat to this metal tire. On gaining heat, this metal tire will expand easily, and then we can fit this metal tire easily on this wheel. In start, the metal tire will fix in a loosely manner, but after losing it, the metal tire will fixed onto the wheel. In this way, we can say that this is the application of thermal expansion as well as thermal contraction. पहले क्या हुआ कि metal tire wheel के ऊपर easily fix नहीं हो रहा था. So what we have done, we provide some heat to the metal tire expand, and we easily fit this metal tire over the wheel. And after that, due to heat loss, this metal tire fixed onto the wheel. In this way, we have used this thermal contraction and expansion for fixing a metal tire. The second one is using thermostat in electrical appliances. Thermostat is a bimetallic strip that is used to regulate the temperature in electrical appliances. For example, in iron there is a thermostat, in air conditioner there is a thermostat, in refrigerator there is a thermostat that is made up of bimetallic strip that regulate the temperature of these electrical appliances by thermal contraction and expansion. The next example is baking of bread and dough. Whenever we bake a cake or whenever we bake a dough, what happened during this? During this, a thermal expansion takes place inside the gas, that is carbon dioxide gas. During baking, the carbon dioxide gas that is present inside the dough starts expansion on getting heat. When the carbon dioxide gains heat, it starts to expand, its volume increase, and the level of dough will rise, or the level of cake will rise. This is also an application of thermal expansion. And the last one is hot air balloon. Hot air balloon will rises up when the heat that is present inside the hot air balloon gains heat. When the air that is present inside the hot air balloon gains heat, it starts to expand, and when the air expands, the balloon will also expand, and as a result it will rises up. So these are the applications of thermal contraction and as well as thermal expansion in our daily life. I hope you have understood all the things that we have discussed today. Let's take a short review of today's lecture. First of all, we start our chapter number 9, that was heating and cooling. Firstly, we have discussed about temperature, the instrument that is used to measure the temperature, the units or the scales that we use to measure the degree of hotness of an object. Then we have discussed about the heat, which is a form of energy, and then we discuss about the effects of heat gain and heat loss, in which we have discussed that on heat gain, the state of matter will change. On gaining heat, the temperature of the matter will change, as well as on gaining or losing heat, the volume of the matter will also change. After that, we have discussed about the effects of contraction and expansion, in which we have discussed about some daily life problems that are happened due to thermal contraction and expansion, and I have already also told you the solution of that problems. And at last, we have discussed the application of thermal contraction and expansion in our daily life. So this is all about today's class. I hope you have understood all the points that we have discussed in today's class. Now it's time for your video homework. Okay students, what will you do in your homework? You will see the questions that are present along with the figure 9.3 in your book on page number 187. Page number 187 पर की जो questions दिए हुए along with the diagram. As you can see, this is page number 187. This is figure number 9.3, and there are few questions. You will see the questions and write down the answer by taking the help of video. And the second question is present on page number 196, figure 9.17, that we have already discussed in our video class. Observe this figure and write down the answers present along with this figure 9.17. So this is your video homework. What will you do in your copy? First of all, make a attractive title page of chapter number 9. Chapter number 9 का आप title page बनाएंगे, and then you will copy the questions, review questions from question number 1 to question number 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 review questions you will do, and after that you will do try it out page number 187, 194, and think about it page number 189 and 193 by the help of content solution that will be provided to you inshallah in next week. Till then, take care of yourself. Do complete your work. We will meet in the next video with next topic of this chapter. This chapter is not completed here. We will continue this chapter in the second video. Inshallah, next week we will meet. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.